The headlines. Anambra Police Command detonates improvised explosive device at Otuocha. Special report focuses on the impact of state government interventions on the people of Ndiokbaleze. Nigerian Army says internally displaced persons in Zamfara are returning home. Albania opposition leaders ask Prime Minister Rama to resign. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on ABS Television. My name is Priska Wankwo, and now the details of the news. The Anambra State Police Command has discovered and deactivated an improvised explosive device along Otuocha-Nando Road, Otuocha in Anambra East local government area. A statement signed by the police public relations officer, Mr. Haruna Mohammed, said the command Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit, EOD, operatives who were deployed to the scene discovered a white paint bucket filled with sharpnels glued together with cement, concrete, and connected with two wires extended to a nearby bush. The command implores the public to remain vigilant and report suspicious objects or persons to the nearest police station or through the command emergency number 0703-919-4332 for prompt action. Meanwhile, the State Police Command has neutralized a cult and armed robbery group operating at Ogidi, Idemili North local government area, arresting 5 of their members. A press statement signed by the police public relations officer, Mr. Haruna Mohammed, said the group, who were in large number, confronted Operation Puff other operatives and patrol team of Ogidi Division, but were overpowered. Some of those arrested at the scene include 17-year-old Chukwudi Kosiso from Nkwele Ogidi, 19-year-old Chijoke Okoli, also from Ogidi, and Anayo Chukwebuka, who is 22, and Chineze Abu, who is 19, both from Obunike, Oyi local government area. Also arrested was Tochukwu Okeke from Ogidi. Items recovered from them include a locally made pistol and 3 live cartridges. The statement revealed that investigation has since commenced to apprehend their fleeing accomplices and to bring them to justice. Ndiokbaleze is one of the agrarian communities of Orumba North Council area. However, their efforts in years past appear not to be fully recognized due to poor access roads and inadequate infrastructures. This explains why they have pledged to continually remain grateful to Governor Willie Obiano-led administration in the state for remembering them in its rural development efforts. Their voice was made public when correspondent Theophilos Ukoha visited the area recently. Join him in this journey.
Community benefited from the state government community children projects initiative. The project they carried out through the initiative includes a civic center, health center, and an ongoing ultra-modern market. The one-story civic center and the health center were easily noticeable as they are situated close to each other. Inside the health center, patients from Ndiokbaleze and their neighborhood were spotted receiving treatment. The traditional ruler of Ndiokbaleze, Eze Frederick Okoli, speaks on these projects.
These days, it should not be government alone. We're looking at individuals, corporate bodies that can partner administration, government in developing rural communities.
For Mrs. Nonye Egwim, a nurse at Ndiokbaleze Health Center, the siting of the health center has benefited residents of the area. She, however, requested government to help in equipping the health center with drugs and primary health care providers.
List as Orumba North was first in immunization and there were local governor. I making worry. When I say na Orumba North any lack staffs. I went a hooker, Amamaga, in Wake. I am an honor try Macane go cage a Hugo, Amamo game week, provide well I monosis.
But adjoining villages are some expanses of land under cultivation by farmers. Mrs. Rosalyn Okoli and Mr. Cyril Okoli, who are peasant farmers, were seen peeling palm fruits. They said they are happy with their agricultural practice, but asked to be included among beneficiaries of loan facilities to enable them produce more crops for their families and also make sales for economic gains.
ejekwe m eji bawanye adụ ka akwụ akịta obuo ibu nnukwu ewere nye maka mmecha nkịta eje nwụtakwa akpụ wee tirie mana gọọmenti nye m ego ana m awụ ya nnukwu buo ibu
ana m akpụ isi ọfụma ihe bịasiere m ike n'ọzie ka amaghị m ọrụ mana mfụ etu a ga-etinyere m aka mkpọ isi ọ bụrụ mmadụ ya sị na ochie baba.
Chinyeranyika, a hairdresser at Ndiopaleze, who was seen plaiting hair, said business had improved since they started witnessing government projects in the community, stressing, however, that they need to be assisted to improve on their business. Solomon Abazu, an Okada rider, is happy with what the government is doing in flushing out criminals and criminal tendencies, though he requested for more interventions on some roads in the community. In an interview, the transition chairman of Urumba North Council area, Mrs. Ifyu Binabo, said communities in the area are mostly agrarian in nature, hence her request on stakeholders and indigents of the area outside the state to key into the state government think home philosophy. From Ndiopaleze, Theophilus Okoha reporting for ABS News.
The palm tree is a money spinning plant. It is not the only cash crop around, but its strength lies in the fact that everything from its fruits to the leaves, fronds, trunk, and roots have economic benefits. Staff reporter Blessing Ijedibia bumped into a booming market where sale of palm kernel is the business of the day. Her reports.
Derived from the palm fruits was one of the major features in palm produce markets of old. Presently, most people may not know that the business of palm kernel still exists. Well, ABS saw a special place for Inako, as this is called in Demli Palace at Ekuke. This particular business makes the market different from other local markets. The section of the market where this is done holds heaps of palm kernel. The buyers are seen bargaining and inspecting the heaps to make sure it is the good type. A buyer that collects from the villagers, Mr. IG Asoka, said there is a sharp reduction in the price of the produce as more villagers now resort to cracking of palm kernel to make ends meet due to the economic situation in the country. He said previously a medium-sized bucket of palm kernel goes for 700 naira, but now it costs 400 naira, while a big pent bucket sells at 1,500 naira. According to Mr. Asogwa, vegetable oil producers are their major customers.
They come because of things they had. Okay. So all of them, they break the kernel because of hunger.
On his part, Mr. Stanley Tuma, who sells the produce, said he searches for the palm kernel from the hinterlands, cracks it and sells, stressing that it is a good business. Blessing Ijedibia, ABS News.
Still to come, Nigerian army says internally displaced persons in Zamfara are returning home. Albania opposition leaders ask Prime Minister Rama to resign. The news returns in just a moment.
ABS, Heartbeats of the East.
Welcome back to the news. Moving on, the first commander of Operation Hadarin Daji in Zamfara, Major General Jide Ogunlade, has confirmed that several villagers displaced by bandits' activities in the state are now returning home. Ogunlade made the confirmation while discussing areas of cooperation with journalists at the Force Command headquarters in Gusau. He said the development followed efforts of security agencies being intensified against the bandits throughout the state. The commandants who expressed readiness to work with all forms of volunteer security services, however, warned that if such partnership was abused and those volunteers crossed their bounds, they would be dealt with. He appealed to journalists in the state to cooperate with the operation by disseminating credible and verified information so that it could succeed. Nigeria has continued to retain its #1 position as the fastest growing region in the world, ahead of other African countries. as the continent's total trade in 2018 has been estimated at $997 billion. Nigeria's trade growth is riding on the back of much sought intertrade and integration, which rose steadily by 17% to reach $159 billion, the amount which represents 3.4% between 2017 and 2018, amid slowdown in global growth during the period was contained in a new report by the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, titled The African Trade Report 2019, African Trade in a Digital World. The report was launched in Moscow, Russia, on the sidelines of the ongoing 26th annual meetings of Afreximbank. The report noted that estimates from the World Trade Organization showed that the volume of global merchandise trade grew by 3% in 2018, down from 4.6% in 2017. It highlighted the resilience of Africa's economies to global volatility at a time of rising uncertainty, escalating trade wars and tariffs between the United States, China, and others. Thousands of Albanian opposition supporters, some wearing masks of Prime Minister Edi Rama, gathered outside his offices. They have continued to protest against his government. Some carried banners reading, "No elections without the opposition," or "Rama, go." Despite opposition unrest since mid-February, Rama, the leader of the ruling left-wing Socialist Party, said he was determined that the June 30 municipal elections would go ahead. He said elections belong to the people and no one can undermine this fundamental right for the people and the fundamental rule of their system. Center-right opposition parties are boycotting the vote after months of demanding an early national election and accusing the government of vote rigging and other wrongdoing. Rama said their main goal is to disrupt the country's efforts to launch full membership negotiations with the European Union. With the roundup of polls and subsequent inauguration of various political offices in Nigeria, the electorate expects their representatives to begin the implementation of various campaign pledges. One of those to hit the ground running is the member representing Anocha 2 constituency at the Anambra State House of Assembly, Honorable Ejike Okechukwu, who has begun sponsoring a screening project to harness young football talent from his constituency who would be sponsored abroad to pursue professional football. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe has more on the story.
Church, Neni, the venue of the screening, were scores of teenage football talents who were resolute to show their raw footballing abilities. The screening, which was carried out under the close monitoring of 60 Goals Soccer Star Project, an international scouting project that will undertake the management of the successful youth talents, is expected to take phases of intense screening to pick out the talented from the pool of aspirers. Appraising the program, Honorable Okechukwu said the project was cardinal in his blueprint of youth development, especially in the grassroots of his constituency, and added that the most talented teenagers will be sponsored on a free professional football career abroad, while others will be accommodated in the Nigerian Football League. Honorable Okechukwu, who praised the consciousness of Governor Willie Obiano in sports development in Anambra State, said the template of his program would complement the efforts of the Anambra State government in similar direction.
Is that I know that in our place here we've produced many mighty footballers before, and incidentally Mikel Lobi happens to be from this town, my brother, and I know that such talents abound here. So part of my campaign promises to them then was that if I eventually get elected, I will try to see how best to empower the youth. And this is part of it.
A FIFA intermediary agent in Nigeria, Ms. Jane Ndubisi, who was part of the 60 Goals Soccer Star scouting team, tagged the program worthwhile, noting that huge talents abound at the grassroots but are often neglected. She applauded the financier and implored other representatives to find worthy example in the gesture.
This is all about scouting players from different communities, different states, and we are here today to scout players, and we've seen a lot of talent in this place. So I believe Anambra State is part of the state we want to use for screening when our foreign coaches will be coming to scout for players. So these people that we have selected, these players we have selected now what they would do is to go to the next stage of the screening.
Also in the scouting team was a former Nigeria under-23, Francis Ikechukwu, who observed that the program was a fine avenue to harvest talents who could become future breakthroughs.
The Star Project is really an amazing initiative to groom up the youths, the talented ones coming up, growing up. So I feel Soccer Star Project, Global 60 Goals are doing a wonderful job to see the young ones come up in good form.
From St. John's Catholic Church, Neni, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now to end the news, here's a quick recap of our main points. Anambra Police Command has detonated improvised explosive device at Otuocha. Special report focused on the impact of state government interventions on the people of Ndiabaleze. Nigerian Army has said that internally displaced persons in Zamfara are returning home. And finally, Albania opposition leaders have asked Prime Minister Rama to resign. And that's the end of the news as edited by David Obokwasili and the production team. My name is Priska Wonko. Many thanks for watching. Good morning.